How are you? It's been a minute, but it's good to be with you again. Before we get started, I want to remind you to go to my website and to check out my movie, download my movie, Master of the Game. And if you haven't purchased my book, The Road to Paradise, I behoove you to do that also on my website, gorgeousstraight.com. Go on there. There's some interviews that I've done. There's a lot of, articles and, things that you will enjoy there. So what I want to talk about now is the situation that I had in the game. And a lot of situations that I went through in the game, I use in my everyday life. And I think this will help a lot of you understand the stance that one must make as a man over emotion. At the time, I had maybe I had 4 girls at the time, and I had 3 new girls, and my bottom girl. And for you who don't understand what bottom girl is, that's your main girl. She and I have parted ways, and so the second one that was there the longest, she became my bottom girl, and she was making all the money. At this time, I had like $7,000 of bills a month. And I was in Frisco, and things were real slow. Willie Brown had just been elected mayor, and I guess on his agenda was to shut down the track, the whole stroke. And so, he wasn't letting anything go on. And the track had got pretty much shut down, and things were real slow. So my veteran number 1 girl at the time now was the only one really making money, because the other girls that I had to teach them. They had to be equipped, and so they weren't really making any money. So my girl that had been with me for like 4 years at the time, she said something to me one day, and before I get into what she said, let me explain to you. Whenever I would have a new female in my life, the things that I would explain to them. One of the things is that I would let them know that being with me for 6 months to a year, they're going to be informed about some things that they have never heard before, never learned before, and they're going to feel empowered. And when they start feeling empowered, I alluded to this on American Pimp, that they're going to at some point try to test the person who empowered them. And it's not a purpose thing. If they're out there using that power that they've garnered, that I've taught them, to control other men, it's a natural inclination that they have to come and try that to anybody that's around them. And I would express to them that this transformation is going to happen in their life, and it was inevitable that they try me. And if that situation ever occurred, that I would show up. And they would ask, what do you mean you would show up? I said, everything that I told you I was about being a man, that individual would show up if you try me in a particular way and try to lose any type of leverage on me. I'm going to show up and be everything I told you I was, even at the extent of our relationship being dissolved. So understand that. So back to what my bottom girl at the time mentioned to me. She said, baby, I just want to take care of your business by myself. And she said it just innocently like that, but the intent of it wasn't innocent. So I said, well, wait a minute. I said, no. I said, what you're really saying is that you don't want me to have any other women. I said, in addition to that, you're saying that because you're the only one making money at this time, and these other females aren't making any money, that you're going to now use your trump card to try to garner some leverage in our relationship. And what you're really doing, in addition to that, is trying to make me choose between you, because you're the one that's facilitating the household and the other girls are not. So I tell you what, remember I told you that if this situation ever comes about, what I would do? Well, that situation has come about, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Since you are trying to use leverage to give me an ultimatum because of your money, to choose you, who's making all the money, and this new female who's not making none, I tell you what, I choose her. I choose her. I said, now, let me explain something to you. I said, this is nothing about me caring about somebody more than I care about you. I said, I love you. You've been with me 4 years. I don't even really know this girl. She's only been with me a few months. But based on principle, I'm going to make the choice based on principle and not feeling. So based on principle, because you have challenged me in this way, I'm going to let you understand that I choose this no-making money broad over you. The broad left. Let me explain something to you, some dynamics that are happening in a situation like this. First of all, the majority of you guys would have done the wrong thing, because you would have been thinking about the money and you would have think about losing the items that you had. So a lot of you would have made a compromising deal because you would have been thinking about what you're going to lose. And when you made that compromising deal, the first thing that's going to happen is that she's going to lose respect for you, and you're going to lose her anyway. And when you lose her because she's lost respect for you, you ain't going to never have no action back at her. Now, I understood that once this girl left, because my character was intact, I would always have action back at this woman because she's leaving with her respect for me intact, even if I didn't bow to her demands. The man is still intact. Did you understand? So what I'm saying to you is that a lot of situations come and arise in your life, and based upon your love of money more than character and manhood, you make the decision based upon things and you lose. Say, for instance, it goes fine for a while after you've made your compromise. Inside of you, you've lost. You've lost character. You've lost manhood. And you just a male walking around with a little money. Understand. Let me explain something to you about man and woman and male and female. Now, when you're born, you're either born a male or a female. You're born a gender. That's a gender, right? Now, a lot of you believe because you were born a male that automatically, with time, you develop into a man. You just automatically become a man because you were born as a gender of a male. But let me explain something to you. A man is not a gender. It's a position. A female is a gender, but a woman is a position. That there are certain qualifications of conduct that must be had before you hold the position of a man. And if you don't have or lack those qualifications, you can't hold the position of a man. So automatically you just believe because you are a male, you automatically with time become a man. And you're badly mistaken. Those are two different situations, two different entities. You understand what I'm saying to you? There are certain characteristics you must develop, that you must develop before you can be categorized as a man to hold the position. And a lot of you don't understand this. This is why I'm educating you now. So when I made the choice to choose the girl who wasn't making any money, even though it might have placed the things that I had at jeopardy, I was betting on the man. I was protecting and valuing and guarding the value of the man. Now, when she left, because I stayed in that position, guarding and valuing the man, she came back. And when she came back, she stayed a little while. And when she realized that I still would not compromise, she left again. Because I explained to her, I said, listen, I know what you want. You want me to miss you. I miss you. You want me to miss your money. I miss your money. I miss your relationship. I miss being intimate with you. You could have that. I miss all that about you. I give that to you. But what you're asking me, I don't even know how to give. You're asking me for my manhood. And that you can't have. I wouldn't even know how to give it to you. And if that's what you want, you could keep it pushing like you kept it pushing before. Now, she left. And there was no need of her coming back again because my life had shifted and changed into a whole different position and place. But to this day, that woman calls me, respects me, and to this day will do anything I ask her to do, even if it was going back into the game. That's the value of guarding your man. Do you understand that? Never, under no circumstance, compromise the man for money or, quote unquote, your emotional attachment to love. Never. I want you guys to write me because I know a lot of you will have questions. There's so much more I can share with you, but I got to give you bits at a time. You know, this information no one else is talking about, no one else is going to give you. Even the church is caught up in this delusion that because you're a male, you're a man. You know, and this is why I'm just going to a different place right now. This is why the church community with preachers and all this is why everybody is so convoluted at the time, because they think because this man is such a prolific speaker, and I'm not talking about any individual. If I would call their name out because I'm not scared of anybody. I'm just saying as a whole, they think that, or they equate someone's a gift to speak to him being a man. Well, I say to you, there's a lot of guys out there good at being a preacher, but bad at being a man. It's two different situations. And because you don't understand the difference, you lump it all together and you find yourself in a situation with an individual who has great preaching capacity, but bad man skills. Those are two different situations. You find that man compromising on every level. You understand that? It's easy to sit behind those pulpits and you're not faced with life and death situations to test the character of who you say you are. Even the old stories about before a young African boy could become a man, he had to go by himself and go slay a lion by himself and then come back under that pressure. And some of you have been behind these pulpits, never having faced life and death situations, never having gone through anything to prove that you are this individual. Despite whatever might happen or whatever might come, you will not falter and you will not compromise. You've not proven that. You've been behind protective gates, but I've been on these streets in warfare and yet has not compromised my manhood. Not when the feds came after me to offer to give me life. Not when any female have challenged me because she knew I cared for her and she wanted to leave. I have never once compromised my manhood, and yet I stand today. That's what makes you a giant. Gorgeous.